The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council stretched across 3 kilometers of crystalline architecture, floating silently above the gas giant Vareth 9. Representatives from 412 civilizations sat in tiered seats, their various forms, tentacled, gaseous, bipedal, and crystalline, shifting nervously as the emergency hologram flickered to life at the center of the chamber. Ambassador Zyroth of the Velthari Collective rose first, his 6 luminescent eyes wide with something his species had not felt in 8,000 years. Fear. The Dominion fleet has entered the Sol system, he announced, his translated voice trembling through the chamber's speakers. 400 warships. Their trajectory is confirmed. They are heading directly for the 3rd planet. Silence swallowed the entire hall. Then came the whispers. Earth. High Commander Dravak of the Dominion stood aboard his flagship, the Eternal Conqueror, watching the small blue marble grow larger on his viewport. He had crushed 17 civilizations. He had burned star systems for sport. He had made gods beg. This would be no different. Those primitives have been spacefaring for less than a century, his lieutenant, Greth, reminded him unnecessarily. Their most powerful weapons are nuclear. Crude. Laughable. Dravak smiled. Send no warning. They deserve none. Back in the council chamber, Ambassador Zyroth frantically opened a communication channel to Earth. The Galactic Council had always kept humanity at arm's length, too aggressive, too unpredictable, too young to be admitted as full members. Now, Zyroth desperately wished they had warned them sooner. The channel connected. A calm, deep American voice answered immediately. This is General Marcus Webb, United States Space Defense Command. We've been tracking your fleet for 6 hours, Ambassador. We wondered when you'd call. Zyroth paused. You detected them? We detected them the moment they crossed Neptune's orbit. A brief pause. We've been preparing. The Council watched through quantum-linked observation drones positioned throughout the Sol system. They expected panic. Evacuation ships. Desperate radio broadcasts begging for mercy. Instead, they watched something extraordinary. From the dark side of the moon, structures moved. Enormous metallic shapes that had been camouflaged against the lunar surface for years began to rise. Weapons platforms. Rail cannon batteries. Defensive grids humming with electromagnetic energy that made the Council's sensors scream with confusion. When did they build those? Counselor Veth of the Praxian Assembly whispered. From Mars' orbit, a fleet emerged. Not large, only 60 vessels, but each one radiated an energy signature the Council's analysts frantically scrambled to identify. The ships were angular, brutal, and moved with terrifying precision. On Earth's surface, every major city went dark simultaneously. Not from fear, from redirection. Every power grid on the planet had been rerouted into a single planetary defense network. Ambassador Zyroth leaned toward his communication channel. General Webb, how long have you been preparing for this? The general's voice carried something the ambassador could only describe as quiet confidence. Since we first picked up Dominion transmission signals 11 years ago. Another pause. Did you think we weren't paying attention? Dravak launched his fleet forward with contemptuous ease. The first Dominion warship crossed lunar orbit and was immediately struck by a coordinated rail cannon salvo from 6 different angles simultaneously. The vessel didn't slow. It simply ceased to exist, vaporized so completely that only a faint metallic cloud remained. Dravak blinked. The second wave pushed forward. Humanity's 60 ships didn't retreat. They advanced, punching directly into the Dominion formation with a ferocity that shattered standard combat doctrine entirely. Human pilots flew patterns that Dominion tactical computers classified as suicidal, until those same computers registered that the patterns were working. Inside the council chamber, nobody spoke. 412 civilizations watched in collective, breathless silence as humanity, young, stubborn, furious humanity, tore apart the most feared fleet in the known galaxy. Dominion warship after warship fell. Each time, the humans adapted, improvised, and struck harder. Within 2 hours, Drivac's 400-ship armada had been reduced to 11 vessels. He ran. General Marcus Webb's face appeared on the Council's main screen. Behind him, American and international officers moved calmly through a command center that looked like it had been built for exactly this moment. Ambassador Zyroth, Webb said evenly, Earth would like to formally reapply for full Galactic Council membership. Zyroth stared at the human for a long moment. Around him, 412 civilizations, ancient, powerful, and utterly humbled, began to applaud. General Webb, Zyroth finally replied, his voice barely steady, the application is approved. Humanity had not been protected by the galaxy. The galaxy had been protected by humanity.